Thank you for tuning in for today's episode of Are You Saurious? If you'd like to donate to Willy and his family, you can do so by visiting their link tree at I am Willy Wonky or linktr.ee/I am Willy Wonky and clicking on Willy's Medical Fund. Thank you so much to Mandy and Phil for all that you do. You are the best cat mom and cat dad. And now, on with the show.
Are you my boy? Yeah. Do you know how loved you are? Where's William? There he is. Hi, Williams. Are you being a shy boy? Really? What could you possibly want? It sounded like crunchies? Is that what you want? You want your crunchies? Breathe, Williams. Oh my goodness. Oh. Look at the chonkies. Look at the chonkies. Can you say I love you? Oh, that was perfect.
Spontaneous salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Are You Saurious? Folks, I truly cannot express how excited and grateful I am for tonight's episode. Episode 7 truly is a lucky one if there ever was. Because I am joined by Mandy Morris and Willy Wonky and Charlie as well. This is a humongous moment. Hi, guys.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yep. No.
They're having nap time, Mandy told me, so
Yes.
we'll let them get their sleep in. Mandy, as I was just telling you a few moments ago, I couldn't be more grateful to have you all on for tonight. This is such a humongous moment for the podcast. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you so much. It really meant a lot for you to reach out. And your message to us was just so sincere. And I just wanted to be able to help spread awareness with the people that want to help us do that.
Totally. And it was one of those moments, that video that I had sent over to you guys, where I just knew in my heart that I had to get it out there and message you both because it was so imperative. And regardless whether or not, hi, Cat Dad. Whether or not you guys may have seen it or not, because I know you're both very busy people. In my heart, I knew I had to make it regardless.
Oh, well, thank you for taking the time to do that. And yeah, we get a lot of messages. So sometimes I'm having to sift through a lot of stuff. So thank you for sending the reminder to check it out. So yeah.
Yeah, very, very special for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's truly to think that I have you both on here to help spread some awareness and helps send some support and donations your way. That's makes it all the more impactful. So blessed to have you both here today.
Thanks, Spencer.
All right. So first order of business, as I pull up my questions, is who are you guys? Who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Well, that's a loaded question.
Yes.
So I'm Mandy, this is Phil, and we met, we're in Kansas City, Missouri currently, and we met actually performing in a show together. We are performers, singers, dancers, actors, all that fun stuff in 2011?
2011.
Yes, so it's been a long time. And we kind of just, got married, and I'll keep it short. But we were like in LA for a while, then we came back to Kansas City. We started our business and started fostering with the rescue project, and that's how Willy came into our home, and then kind of just blew up from there. We just had no idea what the future was to hold with all of that.
Yeah, and we started fostering during pandemic.
Yes.
And I think a lot of fostering just all over the country, all over the world, like really skyrocketed because people were home and they were bored and they were like, still plenty of stray animals that need homes, and we have nothing better to do. And so it just kind of started just this revolving door of constantly, fostering kittens, and
it hasn't really stopped. So we're taking a little break, but yeah.
You guys are you're doing a great thing in this world, and that's something that I love to see. They've always been such a huge part of my life. I love them to death. So seeing you both being able to start this up and create a little home, a beginning of things for cats and even other animals it touches my heart. So good on you guys.
Really important. I hope. I don't think a lot of people understand how important fostering is, but it helps get animals out of the shelters. It helps their true personalities come out, because a lot of people don't really see that when they're in shelters, and it's scary there, and they're that's kind of they get into homes, they get to
socialize
with
animals and with people.
And it's so important. And again, it really helps all of the shelters be able to take more animals. So if you can open your home to an animal in need, what's really cool about it too is the rescues that you do this through, or the shelters, they cover all the expenses. So you just have your doors open and give them all the love, and they're going to give you the food, the vet expenses are covered, the spay neuters, everything. So it's just
there's no lose. I think that a lot of people, when they hear how much we foster, they're like, oh, I could never do it. I would adopt them all. And I think it's like, we have had some foster fails, but I think it happens a lot less the more you do it.
Yes.
Because the more you open your door, the more it's like, these adorable kittens, it's like, well, no, of course I can't keep them all. We always say goodbye is the goal. And it's the more times that you foster, the less that's even an option on the table.
You kind of learn to put a wall up. Like, nope, you're coming in. We're going to love you. And then we're going to get you to your forever home. Yeah. And it's just like, if we kept them all, we couldn't take more in. So you always have to
remember. There were times we would just be like, these guys got to go. We've had them for like 3 weeks, a month. Now I'm falling in love. They got to go.
They got to go. It's time. Yeah.
It's always the hardest to say goodbyes, but I keep in mind too that goodbye is never a true goodbye. It's just hello with a bye.
Exactly. And I keep in touch with so many of our adopters, so I actually get to watch them grow up in their homes and their new families, and it's like we're there forever, like first foster family. But everybody, it's just so cool to see them grow up in their new homes and environments and thrive. So
wonderful. And so, bless you guys for doing that. I know that some people it sounds a little bit intimidating to be like, it's a big responsibility, but you guys definitely seem well equipped for all of this, and very knowledgeable as well for how to handle situations and treat animals with all the love and care they could possibly get. So they're in good hands with you both, for sure.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. And if I may ask, how do you have a rough estimate of how many animals, since you've both started a couple years ago, you've worked with, taken in?
I think we have fostered, I think it's in the 80s.
Really?
Yes, I think because some litters would be litters of 6. We'd have a pregnant mom who would have 5, who would have, to get them all homes. But yeah, we were like a revolving door for a solid 2.5 years or so. Yeah. We've just stopped a little bit. We're about to move to a new house, and it's just, we don't want our cats to, we want them to be a little settled before the chaos. But once we get to our new home, we hope to start fostering again. And it just adds up. And out of all of those, we only foster failed two.
Oh,
3.
Okay, Charlie is. It's not that. Charlie is technically a foster fail, but we didn't you drive how long to get him? 2 hours or something?
Yeah, no, we knew.
We knew from the get-go. It's like I have no we knew we were keeping him when we got him. So that's, and Willy actually, and I feel like a lot of people don't know this, but Willy was not a foster fail. We like straight up adopted him from another foster within like the same rescue that we fostered through. And so we never fostered him. We just straight up adopted him because he wasn't getting adopted. And we always wanted a special needs animal. And so, yeah.
And I fell in love with the cute face. How could he say no?
Say no to this cute, messy face.
Messy face, yeah.
Aw. Oh, little Williams.
I know.
Interesting how the string of fate, it really does. I feel like it really is a thing that it takes people to where they're really supposed to be in life.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
that being said, would both of you say that having adopted Willy, well, first, have you had any animal in the past, either of you that have had conditions such as Willy, or was he a first?
Willy was a first for me with like a neurological condition. I've had, three-legged kitties and maybe special needs in that ways, but never any experience with like wobbly cat syndrome. I had never even really heard of it until I saw Willy. So I just I was adapting with him and we were learning together. And as much as I want to help people, sometimes when they reach out asking about their wobbly animal, it's like all of them are different. All of their needs are different. It's crazy because Charlie is a complete opposite of Willy, of what he needs and all that. So again, it's just kind of adapting to their needs and doing your research and making sure you are equipped to provide them a safe place, because we're lucky. The reason we did take in a wobbly cat is we have a ranch style home, so we don't have any big stairs. Everything's on the same level. So we thought this could be a really good opportunity to do this.
And it was still during like lockdown, basically, because it was still 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got Willy November 2020.
Yeah, so it's like we had plenty of time, because I think that's the other thing is I think cats especially need consistency, and they need, to be kept on a schedule, and they're such creatures of habit. And so when you add special needs into that, it just kind of ups the ante of creating that environment, that consistent environment, and so it's like a perfect time that we were able to be home to figure out what he needed and all of that.
Yeah, it's times like this when we can look back and say that not all of the pandemic was terrible. It allowed for some good opportunities.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
This being a great one.
Yeah. And we actually it's kind of when we shifted our business and all of that. So it was a very strange time for everyone.
Yeah.
But luckily we found a way to maneuver our life and do, and then Willy came into our world, and it just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I wasn't expecting really anybody to follow us on the TikTok. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. I was kind of making stuff up as I went. And so when he started getting a little bit of a following, I was like, oh, this is so cool. And I can tell people, kind of show them my experience with him. And then it just kind of blew up from there.
Yeah.
Miracles happen. Miracles happen online, and there's still some good people out there.
Yes.
Yes.
Hence why they all tune in to see your guys' content every single day. Because I see both of you guys are very consistent, and with your creation of content every day. I see you guys online, and it's like a little shot of espresso in my day of like, oh.
Well, I think that's key to growing on social media. If I've learned anything, I mean, honestly, social media is just a beast of its own. I'm sure there is no rhyme or reason. I can't figure out the algorithm. I don't know why. No. Will love one video and hate the next, and it's just very strange. But consistency is key with social media, and just engaging with your community, trying to grow with them and find out what they want to know. And sometimes I just post what is fun for me and may not be fun for others, but I enjoy it. And I think that's important too. It does turn into a job. It is a job. So you have to find ways to make it still enjoyable because it's a hard job.
Yeah.
It's not always sunshine and rainbows. That's what
Yeah. And I can't really speak for that because she does all of it. It's like she'll tell me, hey, I need your help with this video today or whatever. It's like, tell me where to go, tell me what to do, or whatever, you know, and I help out, like, you know, when I can or when she needs me. But it's like, this is all, it's like the business we keep referring to as a restaurant, and I'm there a lot more often than she is. And so it's like this is her full-time job and the restaurant's kind of my full-time job. And that's kind of how we attack it. So I'll get home from the restaurant. She'll be like, okay. We got to get Willy over here. And we got to like do this. We're doing this trend. This is the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, whatever you want. We're good. Well, let's go.
they love Cat Dad. I can't leave Cat Dad out.
I don't want to be left out.
No, you better not. We need the whole family in on this operation.
That's right.
Oh, I love it. It just like raising cats, being online is a team effort for sure.
100%.
So you talked a little bit earlier about exactly what wobbly cat syndrome is, what Willy has, and Charlie, I believe, has that as well. Correct?
Yeah. Okay. So this is where it gets a little confusing. When we first got Willy, he showed all the signs for cerebellar hypoplasia, CH, or wobbly cat syndrome. And wobbly cat syndrome is a condition they are born with. It's not something that just pops up. They are born with it after the mother who is pregnant gets sick with a virus called Pan-Luke virus, and it causes their little piece of cerebellum in their brain to be underdeveloped. So that piece of the brain is in charge of motor skills and coordination. So when it's underdeveloped, they are wobbly. They don't know any different. So there's really no way to test for this except for an MRI. So when they're teeny tiny, they can't really get an MRI. They're very expensive. So a lot of times they just go with kind of what they're seeing. And so Willy we were told, had cerebellar hypoplasia. However, cerebellar hypoplasia should not progress. It should not get any worse. It kind of just, whatever severity they're born with is the severity they have for their life. It shouldn't affect their lifespan. And we noticed with Willy that he was progressing with something, like his mobility was getting worse, his eyesight was getting a little worse over time. And we were just like, okay, something's up. I don't think this is CH. So we were so blessed and asked our followers to help us get an MRI because those are
MRI is like, it was $4,000.
Yeah, $4,000.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for us, and we were just so scared.
The followers helped.
Showed up, and we got him all the testing. It came back that it was not cerebellar hypoplasia. It was like, da-dung, just this huge, okay, so what is this? And every test was coming back normal. We ran extensive blood work. We did genetic testing. We did spinal tap, fluid stuff. We did all sorts of stuff. Everything was coming back fine. She said that she thought maybe it was FIP, which is, if you know, is a very lethal virus in kitties. And there is no on the market medication. It's actually just got on the market. Huge news for cat people. But anyway, we were kind of going through the black market for it. We had to raise even more money because it was so expensive. And
it was these daily injections, and we were able to switch because he did not do the injections well. He hated it. And that was the worst time. That was so awful. And we we were sitting here hoping that this would be the answer, that it's like by the end of this treatment, which was, how long was it?
It's like 60. It was a long time.
It was like, 2 or 3 months, something like that, of just daily pills. And so when we switched over to pills, what was it, like 6 pills a day?
Yeah.
So we had to give him 6 pills every day for like 2-ish months, 3 months, I can't remember. And And we were like, at the end of this, maybe we're going to start seeing him walking better. He's going to be like a normal cat and blah, blah, blah. And of course, that's not what happened. And so then we got in with a cat neurologist in Columbia, Missouri, because we're in Kansas City, and Mizzou, they were like highly recommended that like some of the best, cat vets in the country are out of that school, out of the vet school at MU. And so we grabbed Willy, threw him in the car. We had an appointment. We went all the way down there for basically to get a second opinion on the MRI. And so they had the MRI records, and the vet over there, the neurologist, looked at it and just went, no.
Something degenerative. We don't really know much about. There's a million degenerative diseases. We just don't. My mind was like, it's the most helpless and frustrating because you're putting so much, not only time and money and hope into something that's going to work. And then when these specialists are looking at you like, it could be this, could be that. My gosh.
So basically, Charlie has CH. Willy has, quote unquote, an undiagnosable degenerative neurological disorder. We don't know what it is, and we know that it's degenerative because we know that he has progressed, that he's gotten worse. And it's just the lack of knowledge within, special needs animals. And I think the more awareness, you raise, the more likely it'll be that in 10 years, someone with Willy's exact condition will get an MRI and they'll be like, boom, that's what this is. And here's the treatment for it, But for now, we have no idea what it is, And so that's where we're at.
You guys are doing all that you can. And as I stated earlier, the love that you guys show for all of your pets is just, it's so apparent, and it's so heartwarming because it's tough, because in situations like this, we want to know, we want a definitive answer for these kinds of things, especially in a healthcare related environment. That's where I work as well, in the healthcare field. So having a definitive answer is something that we all look for ourselves, and especially for our pets as well. So it's tough, but you guys are doing all that you possibly can, and it's very wonderful to see. And I really hope that one of these days we can get an answer for you guys and for other pet owners as well, just because we gotta keep it moving forward and get to the bottom of this darn thing.
Honestly, the beauty of social media is it has put me, I have such a huge community of fellow special needs cats, and I know quite a few with Willy's same condition. We don't know what it is, but they degenerated the exact same as Willy. They're around the same age when the degenerative got really kind of complicated and bad. So I'm sitting here kind of fascinated too, because obviously he's not the only one. And I'm running into more and more stories, especially since I've kind of come out and told everybody he's not doing great. And this is, going to be a degenerative thing. And we're going to, sadly probably have to be thinking and going, coming to decisions relatively soon. But the amount of inboxes and DMs I got from people saying, I have a cat like this and I don't know what to do. This is something, or I had a cat growing up like this, or I was just like, why is this not known? What is going on?
And I think another problem is cats do, like, I hated cats growing up. We were a dog family. And it's like, and I think that there's a lot of people that aren't cat people, and it's becoming, the tide has turned a lot in the last 10 years. But me growing up, it was like, cats are mean, dogs are lovable. Boom. End of story. And it always felt like that was like the thing. And on it, meeting Mandy, because when I met Mandy, she already had 3 cats by herself. And so it was like, oh, I fell in love with those cats. And then I completely, and now I'm like so much more of a cat person. That we fought those 80 pets that we fostered. 2 of them were dogs. 2. Because we're like, gosh. No dogs. We can't do it. We just can't do it.
Yeah. Cats all the way. Sorry.
But I think that I think that social, awareness or lack thereof, it's like I'm willing to bet dog neurologists do have a lot more resources, probably have a lot more of an idea. And I think cats are just now becoming more, like we're becoming more aware of these kinds of neurological disorders. And I don't know, this is really just speculation, but it does feel like more people are dog people.
That people have more, that people seem to have more of an attachment with a very social, outgoing animal,
Yeah,
man's best friend.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's kind of interesting to think about that, Phil, is to think that it hasn't been looked into as extensively as it should have been, especially with the technology and resources that we have nowadays. I mean, there's many things that we don't have at this point. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think people really need to. All you medical specialists out there, heed this very well. Please
Right.
take this a lot more seriously. It's
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. I
big
mean,
or small animals. We gotta love and care for them all.
yeah.
exactly. And I think the science of it from a cat can also help a human. And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I just think it's all connected. It's all related, um, to help us better understand any neurological condition. That's just my 2 cents, but
I'm really hoping for a brighter future in that regard, where we do have the answers necessary. Because I don't think I think I speak for many people when I say that we can't wait around much longer to just wait for a fairy godmother to come out of nowhere and just, here's your answer. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
let's get on it, people. We've got limited time. Let's do
yeah,
this.
we have amazing. I mean, the science is incredible out there, and our resources. So it's always just so surprising to me when they just don't have any idea or answer. I don't know.
Yeah.
And what's interesting too is finding a vet that really knows much about cerebellar hypoplasia,
Yeah.
which is really odd.
Really?
We have had the hardest time finding somebody who's actually knowledgeable, and it's not a it's a condition they can absolutely live with and have. They don't know any different.
And maybe that's why. I'm wondering if that's it. It's like you have a litter of kittens, and one of them looks funny, walks funny. And then the vet goes, well, probably not going to make it. You might as well put this one down.
And they do.
And then they do. Time. And it's like, and I bet that has happened for years and years and years, because it's not like, I realize evolution, and I realize that these kinds of neurological disorders, we evolve, these animals evolve and things crop up, but this has to have existed longer than our awareness of it, So it's like, why don't we have more CH cats, wobbling around? It's like, that's probably why. It's like, well, squeaky wheel kind of thing. And so, less cats to treat, less knowledge of it, and
a lot of them don't make it out of the shelter, sadly enough. The shelters just don't have the resources to handle neonatal kittens or special needs animals, and so they are usually the first to get put down. So that's a big reason why a lot of people don't know about wobbly cat syndrome. Yeah. And I think just because social media now, we're getting much more aware about it, and it's bringing it to the surface that it's been around, but
yeah,
I think we just see it now.
Yeah.
we're more keyed into it, because so much goes on in life where there's so much to take in, but social media really helps to the mysterious algorithm that it is. For certain people, it draws in the right crowd to be like, were you made aware that this is a thing? And your mind opens like, all my life? I've never heard of this before.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the biggest animal lover. I've had animals my entire life, and I never heard of wobbly cat syndrome until, my late 30s. But yeah. But it's like yeah. So, and I think with the pet population just is out of control. I think there's a lot of, strays out there and getting pregnant and getting sick with the pan-Luke virus. More and more are getting born with this. So
yeah,
it's an ongoing issue. Spay and neuter your pets.
And also educate yourselves, people, because if I'm honestly still a little baffled by that it's not a commonplace thing that veterinarians are all made somewhat aware, at least, of conditions and health plans like this. It's like it could happen. So why wouldn't a special doctor be somewhat aware or at least know of this? It's kind of
It's
I'm
wild.
a little stunned, to be honest.
yeah.
I went to a perfect example of this is we had to take Willy to the emergency vet for something. It wasn't crazy, but the vet called me. I told them I told them that thing. I'm like, he has cerebellar hypoplasia, what I thought it was. He's a wobbly cat. And I get a call about an hour later in sheer panic. This doctor was like, he is showing neurological signs. He's not walking straight. He's wobbling around. Like, what's going on? We're like,
oh, that's
yes,
old news. Like,
cerebellar hypoplasia. And he was like, what? Like, he had no idea what I was talking about. No idea. So I had to explain it to him what was going on. And he thought like he had gotten into something, or it was so, that's what I'm talking about though, Spencer. It's like this, it's really sad and discouraging to know that there's so many of these animals out there that need answers. And I think there is an answer out there. We just haven't gotten it yet.
oh, big stretch.
Yeah. Aw. I'm right there with you, Mandy and Phil. We need to be a little bit more sensitive to these kinds of things rather than be so quick to dismiss it and put it to the side and be like, oh, an imperfection. God help us, an imperfection, and be more like, okay, how can I help? How can I fix this? What can I do? Rather than be a bystander.
Yeah, and it's the same.
We need more people on this.
Yeah, and it's the same with
enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the same with FIV. It's like we'll take in stray cats that, we're trying to adopt, and we TNR or we think that they're social enough. They might have been abandoned by another owner or something, and we'll take it in. And it's like sometimes they have FIV, and so they'll run the test and be like, okay, well, this cat's FIV positive, so you want to put her down? It's like, no, do you not know more about FIV? You're the vet. Because, once again, people, educate yourself. It's like a cat can live a long, happy, healthy life with FIV. And it's like it's only transmitted through blood. So if it's a solo cat, or if they're not cat aggressive, or you have other cats that aren't cat aggressive, it's like no one's going to share it. It's anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
People,
they're quick to put them down.
To put them down. It's like pets are expendable to them. And it's weird. It's like, this is what you do for a living. Like, you should want to do anything it takes to keep these pets alive. And it feels, I don't know. Feels like there's just like, all right, don't have to worry about that one. Next,
Not an assembly line, people. They're living, loving creatures.
Exactly.
Yeah. Treat them as such.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not yet. You want to say hi to Spencer? Oh.
Hi,
Gosh.
Charlie.
You want to say hi?
Charlie Bell.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie has joined us for a brief greeting.
Sweet.
Aw.
He is sweet.
He's a monster, though. He's huge.
And like a big old teddy bear, just full of love and soft. Aw.
And very naughty.
Yeah, teddy bears don't bite you.
Oh.
I did want to ask a good segue into that to spin it to a positive is what are some advice and some recommendations as cat owners yourselves with wobbly cats that people who are watching may be a little may want to go out and adopt a cat to with wobbly cat syndrome to help, what is some advice and some recommendations that you may have for them before they dive into the deep end?
Yes. So I always tell people to please do your research. Just because they're cute and it looks like it's always, easy and fun, like the videos you see, there are definitely some challenges. So you have to make sure you have the time and the resources, a safe home. If you can, you kind of think of it like baby proofing a little bit. If you have stairs, you have to block those. If you can have the time to be, the more severe they are, the more you're going to need to be around for them to help them, because they will depend on you. Charlie is pretty mild. He can take care of himself. He can get food and water and go potty, but he still has his little accidents and he has to get a little bath. So it's being willing to adjust for them. And what do you think?
Rugs.
Yeah, rugs.
If you have hardwoods, it's like, it sounds silly, but it's like the amount of times it's like Charlie will like slip and like kind of hit his chin on the ground or whatever. And so it's like having soft landings and having rugs, having runners,
but you can't control it all the time, and he'll go around everything and slam his face into something. You just can't control. It's like having kids, you can only baby proof to a point. They're gonna, if they're gonna fall, they're gonna fall. So you just do your best to keep it as safe as you can for them and provide them safe places. We recommend like high water fountains instead of bowls, because wobbly cats tend to fall forward or dip their face. They can't like control their movements. So
the water fountains are great.
And
water fountains, wobbly cat or not, water fountains are so great, because I think cats, they're primal. They need
running water.
Yeah, running water is just, you get so much better hydration with your cats when you have a water fountain rather than just a water bowl.
Elevated food bowls. We also have soft silicone bowls, because they can bang their teeth when they're eating.
There's so many ceramic, like a lot of, cat bowls are like ceramic, and so they can hurt themselves. There's and litter box situation. So having, and this is also weird how like you don't have a lot of access to this, but like having very low, wide litter boxes. Because a lot of litter boxes are like, small and kind of tall, and like some of them have like the cover on them and stuff like that. And so it's like for them to be able to easily access to it, be able to climb into it safely, be able to kind of, move around at their leisure to like figure out where their spot is. It's just better to have a big, low to the ground litter box.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Did you write all that down?
Did you, everyone at home? I always give my audience at home a homework assignment. This is one of them. There will be more to come later, folks, but do your, as Mandy and Phil said, you need to do your research. Please do your research.
Yes.
Don't just, as I prefaced earlier, everyone, don't dive into the deep end without some kind of flotation device, please.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think you guys on Willy's TikTok page, one of your pinned videos is you talk about something that's very commonplace and knowledgeable about wobbly cats, and a little compilation of some things you'll see around the house, and
Yes.
it's a good brief little summary of things to have prepared for cats with wobbly cat syndrome.
Yeah.
And it's
a lot
awesome.
of landing pads, a lot of bedding. So like if Charlie's on the couch, we have kind of like dog beds that are down on the floor. So when he tries to get down, or he'll sometimes just roll off.
Yeah.
We know he's going to land as softly as he can. Same with the bed. We have a really high bed. Charlie has to sleep with us. He just demands it. So, but it makes me horribly anxious. So I have dog beds on the side just in case he decides to get up and do his thing. But yeah, stuff like that. You just have to kind of think outside the box a little bit. And it's not hard. It's just what you're willing to do.
Being flexible and attentive. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that didn't work, or oh, this is something he needs, or oh, whatever. And then just being willing to pivot.
Gotta come to the game prepared, kids. This isn't one for the rookies here. You gotta have experience under your belt.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And to kind of wrap up some things, do either of you have some quick fun facts about either Willy or Charlie that you'd like to share with everyone at home?
Fun facts. We give Willy Miralax in his food every time we feed him because he needs help.
Oh.
Okay, that's a fun fact.
Fun fact, it's just over-the-counter Miralax.
Charlie.
If any of you at home have a cat that's constipated, just grab some Miralax, do a little quarter teaspoon in their wet food. Might help.
We're not giving vet advice, but yes.
No, I'm a licensed vet.
Ignore him. I noticed Charlie has never makes biscuits. If you know what those are, when cats need like their people or like things. I don't know. Have you ever seen a cat like do kneading stuff or making biscuits? A lot of people know what that. He never does that. And I don't know why.
I love that it's called that too. Making biscuits. Yeah. I love that.
Making biscuits. He doesn't do that. What else? Like Willy is very vocal, as you know, and we can communicate pretty well together. He has different kind of tones and meows for food and crunchies and potty and all sorts of stuff. So he's got kind of his own little language.
This is kind of a fun fact. When we first got Willy, before before we discovered that it was CH, which obviously now we know that it wasn't, but before we thought that was it, his original name from the fosters was Poseidon. That was his original name because they thought he had swimmer syndrome, like an inner ear thing, right?
It's when the back legs are sprawled. Some animals are born with their limbs kind of sprawled out, so you have to like help them grow together, kind of.
We call it froggy legs. I call that the froggy legs.
Yeah, very froggy legs.
So they named him Poseidon because they thought that's what he had. Was a
what
swimmer.
Was Charlie's original name? Was it Nugget?
There's so many nuggets. So many fosters named their
Nugget. Nugget.
And fun fact, Charlie has quadrupled his size since we got him.
Charlie was less than a pound when we got him in July of last year.
Massive.
He is now bigger than probably all of our cats.
And we know when Charlie's birthday actually is, and that's why we did the birthday video, because most of the time it's like, when was your cat born? It's like, I don't know, I adopted him here. They thought that he was about this old. But we know for a fact that April 14th?
April 15th,
April
cat
15th. Dad. So whenever it's Charlie's birthday, you know that your taxes are due.
That's right.
That's how you know.
Happy birthday, and also please file your taxes on time, cat mom and cat dad. It's that time of year. Yeah, I have a little cocker spaniel, and my grandmother made sure to write down, she's like, now everyone remember, I wrote down Coco Love's birthday right on this piece of paper I have hanging above the calendar. We are not to forget this each time of the year. So she's part of our family in more ways than one, and that is one of them.
Absolutely. I love it.
All right, everyone, to kind of bring it all home, the biggest questions of all is, where can everyone who's watching go and find you online, and where can they help to donate? How can they help?
Oh, you're so kind. Well, you can find us on TikTok and Instagram under Willy Wonky or I am Willy Wonky. Facebook, we're on there as well under Willy Wonky and Charlie Bear, I think. I am on YouTube. I need to be better posting. But I am on YouTube. But yeah, we really don't ask for donations or anything. We do have a link tree available for those who do want to donate, which is greatly appreciated. And we always, it's so nice to have an emergency fund for these guys. It has really come in handy. So, and we would love to eventually get Charlie an MRI to confirm the cerebellar hypoplasia. And yeah, it's just really helpful for us to navigate their conditions. And we also have links to the Rescue Project, which is the rescue that I volunteer for out here. We donate to, and Casey Pet Project. So we're always trying to give back. That is so important to us. And yeah, just please help your local rescues, your local shelters as much as you can. Even donations, fostering, volunteering once a week. That is just such a huge help for them. So that's really, really important.
That's awesome. And I want to make everyone aware at home. You did hear all that, right? We're paying attention. No dozing off when you're watching this podcast.
That's
Because
right.
this is your second and biggest homework assignment, is to spread awareness and help others that you see online with animals who may need assistance, because we got to give back to our fur babies and our furry friends. They're family to everyone online and in the world in general. So be aware, be kind, and give back when you can. And if possible, I do want to also remind everyone, if you can, feel free to help donate to Mandy and Phil, because they're beautiful souls. They're doing such a fantastic thing for animals, big and small. So do what you can, y'all. You're all wonderful out there.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Spencer.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate
Of course. Of course, it was such a tremendous honor to have you both on again. Seriously, I can't stress it enough. Thanks for coming on today.
Oh,
And
of course.
as always, round of applause to our special guests. Please, everyone at home, for Mandy, Phil, Willy, and Charlie. They're amazing. They're just they're bright shining stars in this crazy chaotic world, and we need more people like you guys. So thank you for being you and everything that you do for people and for animals.
Thank you,
You bring
Spencer.
such blessings to our lives.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for episode 7. It was a big one for small guests. It was a big one. And I hope that you all have a fantastic night. Be well, Mandy, Phil, and little kitties in the background. Be well, be happy, and always be you. You're awesome.
Thank you.
And stay scaly, everybody. You're awesome. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.